Let's see number 1. We want to sketch the graph. So I have the f of x is equal to 6 plus 5x plus x squared. So remember, we have 5-step recipe. Let's turn this into the standard form. We have the x squared plus 5x plus 6. First thing we need to identify a, b, and c. What is the a? 1. What is the b? 5. What is the c? 6. So let's go through that 5-step recipe. Number 1, we know that the a is equal to 1, which is greater than 0. So what can we conclude? This will be a U-shaped parabola. Number 2, we want to find the axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry, what would that be? That is x equals to negative b over 2a. So that would be negative 5 over 2 times 1. So that would give you negative 5 over 2. So x equals to negative 5 over 2 will be the axis of symmetry. That is indeed negative 2.5. So number 3, we want to find the vertex. What would be the vertex? The vertex would be the point negative b over 2a, comma, f of negative b over 2a. So what we need to do is, hey, since we already know x equals to negative b over 2a, which is negative 5 over 2. So we need to find out what about the y. Y would be equals to the f of negative b over 2a. So that would give you negative 5 over 2 in parentheses square plus 5 times negative 5 over 2 plus 6. Work it out and see what would that becomes. That would be 25 over 4 minus 25 over 2 plus 6. So that really means it will be, let's see, what would that be? Negative 25 over 4 plus 6. And then it will give you negative 1/4. Now, when we are having trouble with the fraction, we are not sure or we are not confident, and then the dancing shoe would be a great help to you. Okay, so try it out in your dancing shoes and see what would that be. 25 over 4 minus 25 over 2 plus 6, and turn it back into the fraction. So what can we tell then? Therefore, the vertex is negative 5 over 2, comma, negative 1/4. Now this time is a little bit interesting because it's in fraction, it's not a whole number, but the concept is the same. Number 4, we need to find the y-intercept. Now y-intercept is not difficult to find. we have y-intercept is 0, comma, c. And since we know c would be 6, so we have the 0, comma, 6. Number 5, we want to find the x-intercept. So for the x-intercept, we will need to let y be 0. So that means x squared plus 5x plus 6 will be 0. The best way to solve this quadratic equation is using factor. If we can factor out the left-hand side, that will be great. So we got the x minus 2 times x minus 3 equals 0. Well, indeed, we skip a little bit step because we skip a little bit step. We should be able to tell the factor of 6, which is 1 times 6, 2 times 3, like this. And then since both of them are positive, right? And so we will keep that positive. So is that right? So when we factor them out, we got the x minus 2 times x plus 3. Is that right? Yes. Why is it negative? It's supposed to be positive. It's x plus 2 times x plus 3. So be careful, don't jump too fast. And once you make the mistake, and that would be devastating. Continue to find out what would be the x. So we got x is equal to negative 2, and then x is equals to negative 3. But what is the x-intercept? Does it mean that the x-intercept is negative 2 and negative 3? And that would be wrong. Intercept is always a point, a coordinate, x, comma, y. So let's conclude that therefore the x-intercept, we have two of them, are negative 3, comma, 0 and negative 2, comma, 0, like this. And now we have all this 5-step recipe done. So we can tell how the parabola looks like. The first one telling you that this is a U-shaped parabola. So we expect we have a U shape. The second one telling you that x is equal to negative 5 over 2. That will be the axis of symmetry. So we use a straight line. Remember to use a ruler. Don't just do it bare hand. Get a straight line passing through x equals to negative 5 over 2. Now hopefully you got a whole number. That would be easier. But where is negative 5 over 2? That means negative 2.5. So let's see if we can get a line, right? We will get a line, a vertical line passing through x equals to negative 2.5. Now, if they already giving you the scale, congratulations, you don't have to do it yourself. But if not, remember to make a horizontal line and vertical line, a straight line using a ruler, please. And then label the x-axis, y-axis, the origin, and give it a scale, right? Don't assume one box is always 1. Sometimes could be different. So let's see what happened. We will have a line passing through negative 2.5 like this, right? and then tell, oops, and then write it clearly. This will be x equals to negative 5 over 2. So we know that there will be a parabola, right? This is the axis of symmetry like a mirror. On one side of that mirror and the other side would be symmetrical. Where would be the vertex, the next thing? The negative 5 over 2, comma, negative a quarter. So it will be something like this over here, a quarter. Now, sometimes the graph is very difficult to read, so make it clear. This would be my vertex, negative 5 over 2, comma, negative a quarter. That is my vertex. The y-intercept, that is 0, comma 6, is right here. Label that point also 0, comma 6. And then I have the x-intercept. What would be the x-intercept? Negative 3, comma 0, right over here, and then negative 2, comma 0, right over here. This is the negative 3, comma 0, and the other point is negative 2, comma 0. So you must have a parabola passing through all those 4 points. Y-intercept, x-intercept, vertex, and another x-intercept. So how does it look like? It would be something like this, going down this way, going down, and then going back over here. Now, sometimes we're not familiar with sketching out a curve. So before you really sketch it out, you might want to use your pen to get ready, and then try it out a few times and make your hand feel comfortable, and then you sketch it out. One more thing at the end, don't forget to label this parabola. When you label them, using the original one, because that is the question asking you. F of x is equal to 6 plus 5x plus x squared. And that would be perfect. Okay. Now, sometimes the question asking you a different way or different order, maybe they don't want you to sketch it out, and they just asking you, hey, can you tell me what would be the vertex? Or sometimes they asking you, hey, what would be the intercept? That including the x-intercept and y-intercept. Just like in this problem a little bit earlier, they say identify the vertex intercepts. That means it's the x-intercept and y-intercept together. But if you know this 5-step recipe, well, you know everything, right? But of course, read the question carefully. Sometimes you don't have to do all those 5 depending on the question. If you need to sketch them out, yes, you do. But if the question just simply asking you what would be the intercept, then you just do number 4 and number 5 would be sufficient enough. All right, let us take a look at another one. This time, let's take a look at number 4. So let's move to the next page. Let's see number 4. We want to sketch out this. So we need to take a look at the 5-step recipe. Right? Maybe we arrange this one first. Make it becomes the standard form. So we got a negative x squared minus 2x plus 3. Remember when you rearrange the position of the term, the operator before that terms will come together. So now can we tell what is the A, what is the B, and what is the C? A will be negative 1, B will be negative 2, and C will be 3. Now we can begin the 5-step recipe. Number 1, a is equal to -1, which is less than 0. So what can we conclude? We have an N-shaped parabola. Number 2, can we find the axis of symmetry? The axis of symmetry will be the vertical line x equals to -b over 2a. So we have the -2 over 2 times -1. So that would give you 2 divided by -2, which is -1. So x equals to -1 is the axis of symmetry. Number 3, we want to find the vertex. When x is equals to -b over 2a, we already got that, which is -1. What about the y coordinate? The y will be f of -b over 2a. That gives you f of -1. So now we plug in the x equal to -1 back into the original question. So we got the negative and then -1 square minus 2 times -1 plus 3. Now be very careful when you plug it in, right? You just simply replace the x by -1 in parentheses. So everything else stay the same. You got the negative in front of the x squared, you still have the negative in front of that parenthesis. So continue, that would give you -1 plus 2 plus 3. That will give you 4. Now again, when you come to the negative number, sometimes it's very easy to make mistake. So if you are not 100% confident, double check with your dancing shoes. Plug in the whole thing, everything in detail. Negative, open parenthesis, -1 close parenthesis, square, minus 2 times open parenthesis, -1 close the parenthesis, plus 3, like that. And confirm with your dancing shoe, make sure the answer is 4. Because if you made one mistake, then the whole thing will go wrong. After that, we can tell where is my vertex. The vertex is x comma y. So it's a -1 comma 4. So we have a vertex over here. And then number 4, we want to find the intercept. Y-intercept first. Y-intercept is the point 0 comma c. So that gives you 0 comma 3. Number 5, we want to find the x-intercept. So I'm going to let y be 0. That would give us -x squared minus 2x plus 3 equals 0. We need to solve this quadratic equation. How can we do that? Well, first of all, we don't like to see something like that because the x squared begins with negative. Is there any way that I can get rid of this negative? How can I get rid of the negative in front of the x squared? We can multiply both sides by -1. So that means I distribute the -1 into the left-hand side. That would give you x squared plus 2x minus 3 equals 0. Because 0 times -1 is still 0. And now we look at this, we feel much more comfortable. The best way to solve is to factoring the left-hand side if we can. So let's see what happened. The factor of -3. We got 1 times 3. That's the only pair. I need to keep the negative to one of them. So we are looking for the difference. The difference would be 2 or negative 2. Do we have that? Yes. This is the right pair. And I should give the negative to which one? So that the sum would becomes positive 2. I give it to 1. So now I have x minus 1 times x plus 3 equals 0. So solve for the x. I will have x equals to 1 or x is equals to negative 3. But remember to state your x-intercept clearly. X-intercept is not x equals to 1, is not x equals to negative 3. X-intercept is a point. The x-intercepts are negative 3, 0, and 1, 0. See that I put them in order. So now we can begin. We know that this is an N-shaped parabola. So it would be an N shape, go like that. But where would be the mirror? It would be x equals to negative 1. So we have x equal to negative 1. Right? This would be the line. And so make a vertical line. Right? Make sure you have a strict edge. Would be nice to bring a ruler. And we have x equals to negative 1. And one side of this axis of symmetry would be exactly symmetrical to the other side. How about the vertex? Number 3. The vertex would be negative 1, 4. The negative 1, 4 would be right over here. So this is my vertex, negative 1, 4. So we kind of get some idea. We are getting more clear. We know it must be something like this. We must have a maximum point. Number 4, we have the 0, 3. Where is 0, 3? 0, 3 would be right here. This is the 0, 3. Right? That's the y-intercept. We have 2 more points. The x-intercept. Negative 3, 0 is right over here. That is the negative 3, 0. Right? Now don't just put a dot. Also make the coordinates, make it clear so that people know, oh, right, this is the point you are talking about. And then 1, 0. So it's right over here. This is the 1, 0 x-intercept. And finally, can you sketch out the parabola passing through all these 4 points? The x-intercept, vertex, y-intercept, and the x-intercept. So try it out, sketch it a little bit, and make your hand feel comfortable, and then really sketch it out. Okay. Right? Try to do it like this, and then we will see, okay, this would be something go like this, and go down this way. So this will be our parabola f of x equals to 3 minus x squared minus 2x. Now when you label the parabola, use the original one. Okay? Let's take a look at number 5. we have to solve a log equation. We want to get the x by itself. So we have log x plus 3 with the base 5 equals 3. So we want to get the x by itself. So maybe turn it back into an exponential form. We have 5 cubed is equal to x plus 3. 5 times itself 3 times is 125. And we are getting very close to have x by itself. We minus 3 on both sides. So we will get the 122 equals x. So that means x is equals to 122. It's absolutely fine to have the x on the left, on the right side. Are we done? We have to check it because this is a log equation. Whenever you have an equation involving log, we cannot just leave it like this. We must check our answer, even though the question didn't say so. So we rewrite the whole thing. And then we place the x by your proposed solution. And then don't forget to put a question mark on top of the equal sign. And then continue. Now do not assume they are the same. You have to treat them independently. On the left-hand side, we got the log 125 with the base 5. So we are thinking of 5 to the what is 125. So turn out is 3. So finally, I cannot simplify either side. Then I check it out and see if they are really the same. Are they the same? Yes. So I give it a check. So therefore, what would be the solution? The solution is 122 in a bracelet. Do not say the solution is 3. That's a very common mistake. Number 6 is a little bit more complicated. We have 2 logs on the left-hand side, but can we combine them into one? Yes. Log x times x minus 15 with the base 4 is equals to 2. We are using the log property number 1. And now, just like the previous problem, I will convert this back into the log form. I got the 4 square will be equals to x times x minus 15. Let's distribute the x simultaneously so we save some step. X squared minus 15x. Let's bring everything on one side. So 4 squared is 16. I minus 16 on both sides. We will have x squared minus 15x minus 16 equals 0. The best way to do is factor if we can. So we consider the factor of negative 16. That would be 1 times 16, 2 times 8, 3, no good, 4 times 4. One of them is negative, so must be the difference. Which pair will have the difference of 15 or negative 15? The first pair. I give the negative to 1 or 16? 16. So now I got the x plus 1 times x minus 16 equals 0. So we will get x is equals to negative 1 or x is equal to 16. But don't just leave it like that. We must check. So we check x equals to negative 1. So we have the log x with the base 4 plus log x minus 15 with the base 4 equals to 2. So we replace the x by -1. And put the question mark on top. So turn out we got the log -1 with the base 4 plus log -16 with the base 4. But can we take the log of a negative number? We cannot. So we will see, hey, they are not equal to 2. They can be. So we will reject the x equals to -1 as one of our solution. Does it mean that the x must equal to 16? Not really. You have to go through the checking process again and to find out if this is the right answer. Okay. Now I let you complete the job. This time, indeed, we got it correct. So we will conclude that. So therefore, the solution is 16. Let's take a look at number 8. We want to solve this exponential equation. We have e raised to the 2x is equal to 6. So what can I do? Maybe I take the natural log on both sides. And now I can bring the exponent, the 2x, to the front. And so I got the 2x times the natural log of e equals to the natural log of 6. What is the natural log of e? Which is 1. So indeed, we got the 2x is equal to natural log of 6. Now, if you have a clear mind, you can indeed jump to this step immediately. You convert that into the log form. You got 2x, the exponent, is equal to the natural log of 6 right away. So finally, I want to get the x by itself. So it would be the natural log of 6 over 2. Divide both by 2. And the rest, of course, is the calculator job. So we check it out in our calculator. We will have the natural log, so which is the natural log is here. Natural log of 6. Close the parentheses. Oops, I made a mistake. Let's see. Press 6. And then close the parentheses. Divided by 2. And then hit enter. So you will have this. How should I write the answer? Should I copy the whole thing? 4 decimal places. So your 4 decimal places, we actually need to take a look at the 5th place. 4 places is here, and the 5th one would be 7. So what do we need to do? We need to round up. We need to add 1 onto this. So that would becomes 0.8959, like that. All right? 0.8959. So far so good. Okay. Let's see number 9. We want to get the x. Oh, sorry. Let's take a look at number 10. Number 10 is more fun. Yes, it is. Let's see what happened. Well, I want to get the x by itself. So this time, I'm going to take the natural log on both sides. Since we got the log property number 3, we can bring the exponent all the way to the front. Don't forget you have a parenthesis. And we want to get the x by itself. Now we could distribute the natural log of 2 on both sides, on the left-hand side, but there is a little bit easier way to handle. You want to get rid of the natural log of 2 on the left side. So what you could do is you could actually divide both sides by natural log of 2 first. Natural log of 2 is just a number. And now you are getting very close to have the x by itself. How can you get the x by itself? You minus 8 on both sides, and then you will have x equals to natural log of 6 over natural log of 2 minus 8. And of course, it would be a calculator job. Let's see what happened. We got the natural log of 6, natural log of 6, close the parenthesis, divided by the natural log of 2, close the parenthesis, and then minus 8. Hit enter. Now be very careful. Sometimes we will need to have another parenthesis somewhere. So you got to be extremely careful, especially when you type everything in one command line in your calculator. So we round it to the 4 decimal places. We actually take a look at the 5th place. Do we need to round up? No, right? So it would be negative 5.4150. Negative 5.4150. All right, so far so good. Okay.